Hey there. I used to know a spiritual tramp, someone who had broken free of their own internal limitations, but also broken free of those of society at the same time. Because of this, if he heard someone say a bold statement, something that he felt was arrogant or couldn't be justified, he would often object in the most uncertain terms. I can always remember when he once said to someone who was talking of heaven, he said, "You can't even tell me what's over that hill without looking. Don't expect anyone here to believe you can tell us what's happening in a different realm." Likewise, I remember a fairly well-known guru stating that he was at one with everything. And the tramp responded by saying, "When a man can move some other hand than their own, I will believe he has oneness." At the time, I thought these statements were objections to the principles or beliefs that were being expressed. But now I know that they were really ways to try to get people to free themselves and to think in a more combined way. You see, things which are in opposition are not always out of cooperation. A finger and a thumb need to grip together in order to pick something up. And sometimes in your mind, two seemingly opposing views of the world need to be combined for you to fully grasp something. I believe it was Gerviel said that fools seeing vice often rush to the opposite. And this is certainly true in many people's thinking. When they find something which is normally accepted as truth not to be so, they often move to the opposing point of view rather than adjusting to exactly how things really are. So in this case, there's a common expectation of separateness. Things look separate, and living beings are certainly separate to some degree. And when someone has an experience that shows that they are all one, they start to believe there are no borderlines. The truth is that, just like your body, there are distinct parts within the whole. Your eyes, your organs, your bones, these are separate entities in themselves. You can even think of this in terms of each and every cell being a life form. So we need to learn to be able to grasp the right understanding of separation and of unity, and be able to use these two principles to understand how things truly are. Likewise, if we look at the principles of polarity and look at the principle of oneness, you could see an apparent contradiction. And there's actually quite a lot of discussion about this nowadays. So dualistic thinking is extremely powerful. You can see that scientifically you can do wonderful things with it. It's quite hard to create batteries and engines and to do things in the world without observing the polarity which does genuinely exist. But this doesn't mean that we should think in terms of duality all the time. Just like there are different rules for physics and quantum physics, we've got to remember that these opposing principles are part of a one, and that if we view things from a higher perspective, the dualism disappears. This makes it hard for people to understand, because we like things to be clear-cut, one or the other. Ironically, we're stuck in a one way or another a mindset, and need to be able to see things with the particular shade they are, rather than this black and white. My name's Martin Faulks, and I hope that this contemplation is of value to you. Until next time, let's let every word, thought and action count.